What was the most difficult thing to explain to your parents? That them touching me in absolutely any way makes me uncomfortable, even just like a poke on my arm. My Mill does not understand this. She refused to acknowledge my existence for a whole day because I didn't let her tickle me. Ninja, sometimes I consider just laying it all out there. She can't handle serious things. So I wonder just how comfy she'd feel if I just yell out I've been raped before and did not grow up with physical contact and I have PTSD, and you touching me makes it feel like all the cells in my body are made out of needles. Yeah, I have a somewhat similar experience. I have an aunt who constantly slaps my ass, and when I ask her to stop, she starts yelling at me, telling her it's disrespectful to say no to your elder relatives. She stops though, so I'm pretty okay. Hope you are too. Yeah, that is extremely not okay. She shouldn't even do it once. I'm really not okay. As mentioned in my ninja, I got the PTSD. My Mill's complete disregard for boundaries is a huge trigger and puts me into extended anxiety breakdowns. But I'm getting therapy, and we're working on moving out. It was a mistake to live with them in the first place. I foolishly thought they, my in-laws, understood boundaries now. Turns out living with them equals full-on regression, as in boundaries are apparently insulting now. Well, I'm really happy you're getting better and working to better your situation. Also, yeah, some people are ignorant and careless when it comes to boundaries, especially people adults, since some automatically believe that they understand more than someone younger than them ever could have simply because they've had more years of experience. Everyone has their own situations, circumstances, and experiences, and I feel like that's something that some people really need to get into their head. Mental health and how it's not so easy to just get over depression. Not just to parents. Trying to explain mental illness to anyone that doesn't or hasn't suffered from it is hard. Why being around them makes you miserable. That's not just me, right? Totally get you. Like sometimes you just want to be left alone to process some complex thought which isn't related to them and which doesn't need a doctor appointment, nor do I want to discuss after the incident. That I'm a person with a life and goals outside of their desires. My dad randomly approached me saying he wanted to drive 3 hours away that evening to do something for his hobby. I had no warning, only an hour's notice, and he guilted me when I told him I had plans in the morning and couldn't drive out of town. Sounds like my family raised me to be a pet for them, not to become who I am, be what they want me to be. That not every screen is a touch screen, so stop bloody leaving your grubby finger marks all over my laptop and the telly, you Neanderthals. But, you know, more nicely than that. Let me guess. Young kids, my friend's little brother is hell for this even with a 60-inch TV. It took a decade to get my parents to stop touching their computer screens and leaving prints, many years before touch screens became a thing. Same parents went ballistic when we touched the TV screen as kids. I love my parents and they're both smart and open-minded, but trying to teach my dad to do anything with his cell phone makes me want to just jump into a wood chipper. My mom is equally unwilling to learn how to use her phone. She acts like she never touched technology before in her life, but has worked an office job with a computer for 20+ years. But she just throws her hands up and says she can't do it like I do. No, you just won't. I have this with my dad, and my god, it's so annoying when he stops and thinks for 1 second he knows what to do because I've told him a million times. But he usually just curses at the computer/phone before doing anything. Then to solve the issue I usually just press OK. If anybody has an idea on how to solve our issue, that would be fantastic. As an ancient who came late to the internet, I feel as if I'm reading a book with the first 3 chapters missing. Everyone assumes you know the basics. However, my friend Google has endless patience and never laughs at ignorance. Yeah, I understand. He keeps saying it's like Chinese to him. So I've told him to Google what he doesn't know, the same way I learned. But he just doesn't Google. It's not that he refuses to Google, he just doesn't do it. The first thing that comes to his mind is ask me. And if you get a question every day for the past 10 years, it can get really annoying, especially when it's a Google search away. That I respect gay people. I fortunately do not have this problem, as both of my parents taught me to respect other people regardless of their origins, skin color, orientation or religious faith, or lack thereof. It saddens me when I see people I know having hateful comments because their parents taught them to hate people because of those reasons. Anxiety and depression are real things. You taking away my electronics won't make me clean up or study more. That their alcoholism during my upbringing directly influenced mine. I don't blame them for my addiction. But when I did come out and admitted their total denial/failure to acknowledge their own addictions was kind of heartbreaking. I didn't even try to push it. I just let them think it mostly due to pressure at work. Why I can't pause an online game. My mom actually understands how online games work. I'm very proud of her. Edit. Typo. Why I self-harmed. Are you okay? Yep. Close bracket. Good, and I hope that you stay happy and safe and that you don't go that deep dark path again. Thanks. I'll make sure I don't sink again. When I moved into my new apartment with my 2 roommates and they got the tour and this is mine and BFS shared room. Those were some looks. Being trans. Going from why are you gay to why can't you just be gay. I'm in love with a trans person and I'm male. I mean, do they need to know your partner is trans? Or have you historically been in relationships with only women, so you have to come out? I've always been with women. They are the first and my parents are super traditional. Well, I'm sorry you have been thrust into that situation. It sure isn't easy to come out to parents, even when you think they'll handle it well. Never mind when they probably won't. It's wonderful your love for this person transcends their gender identity. That is special. When you say that you're not comfortable around them because they're hypocrites and narcissistic, and then they go like you're making a scene. Where did this come from? I didn't do anything wrong, and then starts crying saying stuff like why are you just overreacting for no reason, and then wonders why I don't open up to them. Me too. I couldn't get through to mom, being a hypocrite and a narcissist, because she'll go on about how she worked hard to do the required parental duties to keep me from dying, and also wonders why I open up to her or spend time with her. That I never lost my faith, because I never had it to begin with. Even as a young child, faith seemed like bullshit, and the community I got from going to church wasn't even as good as the one I got from going to Friday Night Magic. So legit. I remember asking my Catholic grandparents about religion as a young kid and thinking, so you believe in all this stuff, even though there's literally never been any proof. Seems pretty dumb tbh. I've since matured that line of thought and appreciate how important faith can be to some people. It's just not for me. I'm quiet at school. How I met my fiance. We met on a porn site. So there were hot singles in my area. Unfortunately, there weren't. She lived pretty far away, but I slid into her DMs, and we managed to make it work. Having friends of the opposite sex does not mean I want to duck them. Trying to explain them how to use anything technology related. My sexuality. That they needed to stop commenting on my acne and how pimply my face is. I'm a teenager. What? I'm so sorry to hear that. I mean about the comments. As for the acne, I hope it will get better in time. Are you trying some dermatological products? Maybe seeing some other specialists could do no harm. Nutrition. etc. Smoking weed is okay, and it does not make me a bad person. They still do not agree and refuse to listen to reason. I smoke a very small amount daily and have been able to quit some pills that made me feel horrible and turned me into a zombie. Still bad though, if you ask them, and every single mistake in my life is now because of weed consumption. IDK, but I think this will never change. Deleted. Smoked daily for 10 years. Trust me when I say the pills I got vs weed. Weed wins by far. I'm also really concerned of what type of weed and the effects it will have. BTW, using yourself as a source is really not the way to use a source. Really you should use several. Thorough modern studies would work better as a source. Deleted. Well, I don't think we need to discuss anything. Every joke ever. Any insecurities of mine, I'd say that I was calling them from the psych ward of my local hospital. I had kept everything a secret from them, so my call was out of the blue. My college roommate had taken me the night before for psychosis and suicidal urges, and by morning I could no longer put off the phone call. All I remember is picking up the phone, and the rest goes blank. That is an adult. Just because I'm living with them doesn't mean they can tell me what I can and can't do for life decisions. Not simple around the house stuff. For context, I'm only living with them because the pandemic made it hard for me to find a new apartment after I graduated university. How technology works. Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.